Hello, Mechanicsburg Keola Wildcats. Hopefully you're enjoying your weekend. And I know it was a pretty frantic and crazy first week for us and for you. And please just be patient. Try not to get too overly frustrated. And we all continue to make adjustments as we move through this new process. There were a lot of common questions from students and parents from week one. So here are a few tips for using Odysseyware that we hope will answer a couple of those questions and also will kind of point us in the right direction. Tip one is the pacing guide is flexible. So all of you in all of your classes have these due dates that run down through all of your lessons. It actually goes all the way to January. It's a pacing guide. It is set up by Odysseyware, not by your teachers, that automatically paces you for the entire semester. So please keep in mind it is a flexible guide. So the dates will actually change per student as we move through the semester. And that's to try to keep people, keep students on pace to have it completed. And so these due dates are a flexible due date, and we'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. But that's what the due dates are. It's actually a pacing guide. Tip two, there are going to be things that are reassigned. You want to look for this symbol here, the green turn arrow. And the reason you want to look for that is because your teachers, we are trying to make sure that we reassign work so that you can get more credit for it if it's not completely done. Instead of just giving you a bad grade, we want to make sure we use this as an opportunity to give you feedback and make you into better thinkers and writers and be more successful, especially here at the beginning, because we all know we're just learning how to do this. So if you get something back that has this symbol, it means you need to go in, review the readings, review the comments the teacher has made if there are some, and then you're going to turn it back in. Also keep in mind that you will also get the reassigned symbol. It'll automatically come up when Odysseyware reassigns a lesson where you haven't met the passing threshold. So sometimes it's not being reassigned from your teacher. It's because Odysseyware says, wait a minute, you still have another attempt. You need to go back to the readings and get more of these questions correct before it counts. So please make sure you look for these and you get to them and finish them. You will also, from many of your teachers, you might get a message like this when we reassign a question. This was one of the ones I did this week. So you might get a message in Odysseyware. It'll look like this up here at the top, or it could just be a regular message. And it'll, like I put on there that I'm reassigning it. I gave you some ideas. So what you do is you click here on the assignment, and it should take you right to that question, problem 11, allow you to make changes to it and resubmit it. You'll have to hit the little turn it in button, but it does let you do that. So look for these from your teachers and then just click here so that you know what question we're talking about and how you can resubmit them. Tip number 3 is you will get these little overdue exclamation points. There's 2 reasons you could get it. One is that it needs to be graded. So this student, you'll notice, has actually already turned them both in. They turned them in on the 10th. I need to grade them. So it shows on your end that it's overdue, but the reason is not because you didn't do it, it's because I need to grade it. Please be patient. All of your teachers in the middle school have more than 180 students. And if every student is turning 1 or 2 or 3 things in every week, it is a lot of things for us to grade and keep up with. And it might take us a few days or even throughout a week to go back and provide feedback and reassign and all of those things. Now, if you get an exclamation point overdue and it's not because we need to grade it, it'll show that you haven't completed it, and that just means you haven't turned it in, and now it really is overdue. So please look for these and understand that sometimes it's for grading and sometimes it's because you're behind. Tip number 4, if you need more time, take more time. We want you to have your best effort on all of your lessons, your projects, your quizzes, and the tests. The due dates are important, but they are not written in stone. So this student did really well on lessons 2 and 3, and they came to the quiz, and this particular student emailed me and said, I have a lot of math I need to do. I'm a little behind. I don't have time today to really study these lessons. Is it okay if I take the quiz on Saturday or Sunday? And I emailed back and said yes. All right. If you need more time, take more time. And these due dates, it'll show that you're overdue, but it doesn't mean that you still can't do it. So if you need to have that additional work time, just ask for it or just take it. At the same time, all right, tip number 5 is don't get too far behind. You don't want to be the student who has the entire week's worth of work that has not been completed. This student did not complete one thing for the entire first week, and you don't want to be so far behind that it overwhelms you. So tip number 5 is while we want you to take your time, don't get too far behind. And tip number 6 is don't get too far ahead. All right, this student is already completing things that aren't due until the end of the following next week. And the reason we don't want you to go too far ahead is because you'll miss opportunities that teachers will be giving for review sessions, for help sessions. For example, I would be putting together materials for this project that I will be sending out to students in that class, and your other teachers might be having a review session for a test. Well, if you work so far ahead, you'll miss the review sessions and the help sessions because you'll have already taken the test by the time, the help session is given. So it's okay to be a little eager. It's okay to work a little ahead, maybe get a few lessons in if you know the next week is really busy for you and you don't think you'll have as much time, but you don't want to get too far ahead. Your due dates will change if you get too far ahead, and things will actually be due quicker for you than other students because of going too far ahead. So please make sure that you kind of stay as close to the guide as possible each week. So tip number 7 is stay close to the pacing guide at the end of every week. So for some students, they like to do one subject each day. Maybe they do all of their math on Monday for the week. And then on Tuesday, they do science. And on Wednesday, they do ELA, whatever. So it might show for social studies class, you might be overdue the entire week. But if by Friday, you've done the 3 things for that week, then you'll be back on pace. So you can choose when and how you do your lessons and assignments and quizzes and projects. By the end of the week, by Sunday of every week, you should be able to go in there and say, you know what, I have pretty much everything done in all of my classes by the end of that week. So if they show up as overdue, try to catch them up by the end of the week and try to stay as close to that pacing guide as you can. Tip number 8, please, and some of you are doing a great job with this, ask for help. We want to help you, especially right now because everyone's trying to figure out the system. So you're on a question, you're on an assignment, you're on a project. Click on this button right here. Ask for help. Type in your question to us. It comes up to us. We know exactly what question it is. And then you'll get a message back like this. You'll see this person. I knew exactly what question it was. I knew exactly what they wanted. And then I can click right on it and it'll come right back to you. So, I'm not saying it'll happen instantly. It might take me a little while to answer all of them. But still, your teachers would prefer that if you ask for help instead of just guessing. Also, please check your messages, both on Odysseyware and on Genius, which also goes to your MASD student account. A lot of times we're sending you links, we're sending videos, we might send reminders, we might send samples, we might be sending all kinds of materials that'll help you to maybe study for that quiz or test, or things that might be about a project, or maybe there'll be a change to the project. Maybe we'll say, you know what, we don't want you to do this part and instead we want you to do that. Well, if you don't check your messages, you're not going to get the video tutorial, or you're not going to get any changes or resources that we send to you about that project or that test. So please make sure you're checking your messages on Odysseyware and on Genius. You'll see this person has 23 messages. So, and you can archive them if you want to send them away so you don't have to keep looking at them. So please make sure you're doing that. So that's tip 8. Tip number 9 is about quizzes and tests. So do not start them until you are entirely prepared to take it and finish it. If you click and open it, it will lock you out if you don't finish it. So here are the steps for you to go back into your class in Odysseyware and review. You can reread, you can review it, you can take notes on it, you can do what you need to do to get ready for the quiz or the test. It'll allow you into every single lesson you already did. Then, when you go to click on the quiz or test, you will get this. If you don't want to open it, you can't do it, you only have 20 minutes before you have to go somewhere, then hit not at this moment. Or if you're not fully prepared, hit not at this moment. Because once you hit I'm ready, it will open it up, and then you have one attempt, right here, 1 of 1, to finish it and complete it. It will log you out. If you aren't working on it, you will get this reminder. It doesn't do it without telling you, but you will have a little reminder that says you've got to be working on this or it's going to submit it. And if you try to open up another tab on your computer, it will log you out and say you've taken the quiz. So please make sure you are careful about being ready for a quiz or a test. Don't open it unless you're ready to do it and finish it. All right, so that's tip number 9. So those are some of the common questions from this week. I know it's not the answer to everything, but just keep doing your best. We understand you're learning, we are learning, we're all kind of in this together. So try to just ask questions when you have questions, and we'll try to provide you with some tips as we come across these Odysseyware platform questions, and we'll do our best to try to help you as we move forward. You guys are doing a great job, and we are really excited to do more things with you as the weeks go on. Right now, we're just trying to make sure everybody knows how to work the system and how to work through the questions and the lessons. But as we move into the next few weeks, we'll have more activities that we can engage you in. And we're looking forward to spending a little more time being able to talk to you in that way. So thank you very much. If you've got questions, please let us know. And I hope this was helpful.